Hey traders and investors, it's Serge Berger here. After last week's fairly wild market week and of course the horrific events that took place in Paris on Friday, I want to give you guys a bit of an update of where we are and update you what I'm thinking is going to happen here going forward. So we had a lot of really good trades last week, made a lot of money on individual trades. Here's a bit of an update. So first of all, the Nasdaq 100. This is an update I sent out at some point last week, saying that this potential up gap here could fill, and sure enough, just by Friday gets closed, this filled in its entirety. So that was a really nice trade to take advantage of, and it gave us a lot of perspective of where this market could go to. So from in the big picture, you can see also a big volume close here. That was of course late Friday as this news broke, is getting us into a spot where we may have better support here for the first time in about a couple of weeks or so. If we then look at some of the other indices, here's the S&P 500 first. These are weekly bars, and this yellow line here is the 50-week moving average. You can say that after breaking above it over the past few weeks, last week you saw a big nasty reversal day right back below it. The 50-week moving average also is roughly equal to the 200-day moving average, okay? So that's not exactly bullish here for the near term. So we need to now see bullish reversals take place before the long side again makes more sense. But again, at the very least, what we're seeing for right now is overbought readings certainly haven't come off, and it makes me feel a bit more comfortable being able to commit some money on the long side here once we see bullish reversals take place. Let's look at the Russell 2000. Same thing here, really nasty bearish reversal take place last week. Again, this is a weekly chart. You can see we rejected that 50-week moving average and horizontal resistance. So this at the margin too is not exactly bullish for the time being. Dow Jones Industrial Average clearly right back below its 50-week moving average. Big outside reversal week right at diagonal resistance. So that too is important. And of course, Apple right at its 50-week moving average, i.e. 200-day moving average. Big nasty bearish reversal. So that's not exactly bullish either. If you look at the Nasdaq 100 on that same weekly basis, when I showed you before that gap fill, look at where it rejected, right at that uptrend line, 50-week moving average, still below, so we're still above that. And then of course that's because of the larger heavyweight tech stock like Amazon and Microsoft and so forth. Those guys are in the Nasdaq 100, and those things have basically outperformed and thus have given us a bit of a relative outperformance in the Nasdaq 100. So looking at this week, again, I think the play here is to basically look for bullish reversals to take place. I wouldn't rush into this market just yet. There's a lot of uncertainty out there. We need to kind of work through, at least from in the financial markets, the situation from last Friday and how markets want to deal with that. One last thing I'll leave you with, and I think this is really interesting, and also kind of making sure we continually see both sides. Look at the S&P 500 here. This is a chart from 2007. So this blue part here basically represents October through year end 2007, right? What we had a sell-off in late summer, then a rally in the autumn months, which topped out in late October, not too far from the highs we've seen so far in early November. We then basically continued to march lower into year end. So basically the top that we saw in this in this year was in the autumn months, and then we moved lower for the rest of the year. I'm pointing this out because as much as I do think there's potential for a Santa Claus rally, it doesn't always work out. And a lot of people still believe in this kind of stuff very strongly. And I will tell you that, yes, it works out a lot of times, but it doesn't always work out. So please keep that in mind, guys. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.